Hi everyone, I'm Yamina Bibi. I'm a senior leader and an English teacher in East London, and I'm also a Resilient Leaders Elements consultant and a coach. I am a Women-Led Network leader, which is a global charity organization supporting women across the sector and to thrive and to aspire for senior leadership and middle leadership positions, to support women in general within the sector, and to really stop the kind of crisis that we have at the moment, which is affecting women in education who are leaving education as well due to kind of the structures and organizations within the sector. I am also a co-host for the Series 1 podcast of Diverse Educators and a contributing author to the Diverse Educators and Manifesto book, where I wrote about the impact that kind of inflexible working and organizations and schools are having on women in education, that's leading to kind of women at a certain age from 30 to 37 leaving the sector, even though we are the biggest kind of contribution to the workforce. I'm really interested in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging work because of my own experiences as I was growing up as a young person in the UK and in London, where I faced racism and Islamophobia, and understanding kind of the barriers that women face and girls face in schools, but also then within kind of their careers, and how so much of that is as a result of the systemic and systematic issues and barriers that women face, but diverse women face in particular. As a visibly Muslim woman, kind of the Islamophobia I faced in society has really impacted the way in which I view myself and my sense of kind of identity. And I wish to really change this within our schools and through our schools, through the education system. I realized that I didn't have many role models who looked like me growing up. And so I decided to become the change that I wanted to see. And I wish kind of I had when I was growing up. And so that's really been kind of at the heart of the work that I do in terms of diversity, equity, inclusion work within schools. I've noticed that also having inspiring role models who visibly look like me, who share protected characteristics like myself, and just characteristics in general, has really supported me in being confident within myself, really valuing what I can bring to schools and organizations, as a result of those inspiring role models. And I really want to amplify the voices of people with protected characteristics. And the reason why diverse ed is really unique and really special in that way is because we're not just talking about diversity in one kind of specific, with one specific group or protected characteristic, but with kind of an intersectional lens. And as somebody who is kind of a visibly Muslim woman, as a hijabi woman, as a British Bangladeshi woman, as a woman who has a hearing aid, and as a woman with specific learning needs like dyslexia and dyspraxia, that's been really important to me, to ensure that we're not just looking at people from one specific lens, but we're looking at people in terms of the authentic selves, and how we can ensure that those kind of voices are heard and shape the education system, both for our young people, but also for our colleagues as well. And in terms of the DEIB training that I provide and the kind of the framing of that, a lot of the work that I do is around supporting early career teachers to enter the profession and to stay in the profession, is really focused on women and supporting women from diverse backgrounds, women in general, to be able to feel confident in to apply for kind of senior leadership and middle leadership roles, or just to have kind of ownership over their own careers, and not be limited by what society thinks we should be doing. As I mentioned in my contributing kind of chapter in the Diverse Educators and Manifesto book, I also really focus on inclusive classrooms and inclusive leadership, and how leadership can really make or break people with protected characteristics, and support people with protected characteristics to thrive within the organization. And so my work has been around creating inclusive classrooms, so all of our young people feel seen, represented, and heard, and then can go on and thrive within whatever they choose to and wish to do as well. And the impact of that work has been really significant. So I've been asked to kind of deliver sessions looking at inclusive classrooms, supporting early career teachers, but also thinking about supporting women in general to be able to conquer their kind of own barriers, but also then think about how organizations can, and the systems that organizations can put in place and the tools that organizations can use to really kind of limit the impact of those barriers and society's kind of views of women and of people with diverse protected characteristics. I feel really excited at the prospect of working as a diverse ed associate trainer and really bringing kind of that expertise around my lived experience, but also the work that I've done in supporting people with protected characteristics to kind of really thrive and to understand that they can, and really enable them and empower them to be able to bring their authentic whole selves to work as well. So I'm really excited and at the prospect of working as a diverse ed associate and really supporting the DIB work of diverse ed and schools in general. Thank you very much.